We are live from Moscow. This is India Today Global Roundtable, a very important conversation on various aspects that you're going to see coming live from Moscow ahead of President Putin's visit. But the important part over here is that Russia today is a country that's under sanctions. There are Indians here living in Russia, and there are Indians who want to visit Russia. So the question is, how do they really make the payments? What's the source, or what's the card, or what's the way and means and methods in which Indians can really travel to Russia, invest in Russia, Russians can go to India? To discuss this and more, I'm being joined by two representatives of one of the biggest and the oldest banks of Russia, Sberbank. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me. Joining me are Dmitry Belozarov. He is the country manager of Sberbank, and we also have Igor Kavokin, who is the executive director. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Dmitry, if I could come to you first. We landed in Russia, and the biggest challenge for us has been payments. We've had to carry cash because cards don't work. International cards don't work. Is there something that Sberbank is doing to resolve payment settlements and the issue revolving that?
Yes, so this question is perfectly understandable for us, and we previously touched upon this issue that we perfectly understand that when both Indian tourists who come to Russia for some occasional visits and sightseeing and whatnot, they face this particular issue that they have Indian rupees, or they can perhaps convert into USD or any other currency, and then they are forced to use cash because their cards, like MasterCards, Visas, are not working properly here in Russia. And also this, I believe, works for Indian enterprises. So the representatives of Indian business who also come here, and they are in the need to book air tickets, they're in the need to book accommodation, do some minor payments, they also forced to use cash. So this is something that we are fully aware of at the moment, and we also understand that perhaps on the other side of the coin, when Russian representatives of businesses and even individuals, they also face similar issue, but perhaps on the different scale. So this is something that we acknowledge, and I believe that we will try to do our best to eliminate this gap. To
How do you intend to eliminate this gap? Igor, if I could get you in as well. Are we looking at elimination with some card system or an app system? How are we going to eliminate this problem of payments between Russia and India?
Our bank working on this. As you know, Sberbank working in India more than 15 years, and in this year we're celebrating the birthday of this. And we are really focusing and see on the Indian as our strategic direction. And now we open in India 3 branches. It's a main office in Delhi, second in the Mumbai, and also we have opened the IT hub in Bangalore. And the main purpose of this team is to find and solve all problems to make payments between our countries. This is a main point. We invest in this direction. We see what it has a good potential, and we want to solve any problems which help us to supporting and increasing the business between our countries and the relationship between our countries.
Okay. In terms of payments, and I'd like to know this because a lot of us were asking this. A lot of our bosses also were asking when they landed in Russia, how does the Russian economy work? Because you're not connected to the international payment systems per se. How does it work, Dmitry? Do you carry cash, or do you have your own internal card system, UPI system, like India does?
Well, this is quite a broad question, but I believe when it comes to domestic transactions, if we're talking about Russian clients who do internal domestic business here in Russia, obviously the cash is not the primary tool for making transactions. That's for sure.
Okay, so you have your internal system.
We have payments via plastic cards, so I can say that, yes.
You have payments, you can make payments through plastic cards. You have your internal system that works perfectly in Russia.
Yes, sure. And I can tell you what we are using our application. We have our internal system which can give us advantages to send the money between different accounts in seconds during 1 minute. And we haven't any problems with the payments inside Russia without any problems. Everybody using cash, everybody using the cards, everybody using the application. We can pay one unique system by Smile. Sberbank developed. If you go to any shop in Moscow, for example, you can make payments by Face ID.
Face ID?
Yes. Yes.
Just by Face ID?
Yes, if you have the application of Sberbank, if you registered your Face ID in the system, and you can using this without any card, without a phone, just Smile.
Oh, that's very interesting. But again, coming back to India, Russia, Dmitry, the fact that we're looking at and we've been exploring the option of Rupee-ruble payment for settlements. Why do you think that has really not moved forward? Because there's so much of business that the two countries can do, are doing, and have potential for. But Rupee-ruble payment has really not moved forward the way it should have.
Well, speaking about the settlements themselves, when we're talking about B2B transactions, so I would perhaps, disagree partly with our traction in terms of development, the settlements, and the ability for our Russian importers buy from this or that, categories from the Indian suppliers and even otherwise. Primarily, we are focused as of this moment on the import, but the key idea that our primary tool that we propose to businesses is direct settlements. So direct settlements in national currencies, which goes both from Russia to India and to India to Russia. And this scheme that we've developed allows for smooth transactions, that there is little to no delays, there is no refunds, and most transactions, and by most I believe the overwhelming majority of those, are being conducted within 1 day. So this is something that we were able to make considerable progress on the last few years.
Igor, as country manager, as somebody looking at the India operations as well, and India being the focus for the two of you, how do you look at, and what do you have to say to investors or Indians who are looking to invest in Russia? What are the hurdles? What should they do? And why should they look at Russia at all?
Good question. And we see what the big potential between our countries in the business. We see what we can increasing our relationship in big opportunities in the future. But we see sometimes what the Russian and Indian companies and businessmen has a problem with communication to try to find a relative and a good partner, responsible supplier between our countries. And based on this purpose, we open our new direction, business development. This is a new direction which has a two teams. One team placed in Delhi, in our main office, and employers which working in this direction is professional in the different categories. We are working in the past as purchasing or sales managers in different companies. And we have another team, main team in Moscow, placed in Moscow. My personal responsible is chemical direction, pharmaceutical, fertilizers and cosmetics. And my colleagues also working in different directions. And our main purpose? Main purpose is to assist Russian companies to find relatable partners in India, suppliers, partners, investing. We help them to found communication. We organize the meeting. We help them to understanding the law issues or questions about how they can to make the business in India. We also assist the initiative of Indian companies which want to found relatable partners in Russia or try to find the potential customers in any directions which they are looking for. This is our main activities. We are supporting them to discuss about technical questions, about commercial offers, about payments, about some questions about custom clearance, logistics, every business questions.
Do you have partners in India who work with you on this front to help you get investors?
Our own team, business development.
Have your own team in Delhi?
Yes. This is very interesting. Frankly speaking, in our team in India now, it's working more than 155 people in different directions: construction, electricity, FCMG, pharmaceutical, chemical, energy direction, all of them. And each our specialist has experience in this industry. And we have a Moscow team which also supporting mainly Indian companies. And every company in India, if they're looking for the made the business in Russia or the find partner in Russia, can ask us. And without any problem, we discuss with them in with professional knowledge. We discuss about who their potential customers, which they are looking for, and they support them. They can easily ask in us. This is a new direction. Frankly speaking, it's a unique solution from bank.
Dmitry, are Russians looking at India as well? This is a difficult partnership. And I say this because of the US sanctions. There are companies, there are businesses who've moved out of Russia after the sanctions. There are companies who've changed their names and are continuing to operate in Russia. It's very, very interesting. You go to markets, you go to shops, a lot of the big names have only changed their names. The operations exist in Russia. In such a scenario, how many Russians are willing to go and explore at a time when things are volatile, markets for Russia abroad are volatile? And who's willing to risk it?
Well, I believe this interest from the Russian side to explore Indian market is equally corroborated by many factors. But from my practice, from what I can see recently, a lot of more and more companies actually willing to explore new opportunities in terms of opening even subsidiaries, branches, even project offices in India, and extend their presence in different regions. And India is becoming a safe harbor, so to speak, in terms of when to gain new clientele. And the clientele, and what my colleague Igor also mentioned, that we view as a bank, and also we know that most of our clients concur with us on this particular aspect, that Indian economy, the traction of GDP growth, the traction of the investments in technological sphere and venture capital, this traction is overwhelming, even if we compare with like China and other major economies from the Asian side. So this is one of, I believe, the reasons, the primary reasons, the interest in the economy itself. So the next one would be the opportunity, and the vast majority of the client base that could be covered in India is, this interest, I believe, is mutual, because even if, not even if, but I know that even few major companies from Russia are willing to explore joint venture opportunities, for instance. When you partner with some Indian enterprise and you make some manufacturing point or in India or in Russia, depending on the industry, the technicalities. Sorry, and I believe this is something that is going on considerably well right now.
All right, Igor, specific sectors. What are the sectors that Indians are looking at when they look at Russia? I know pharma is big, but what are the sectors specifically?
Frankly speaking, I can tell you what we are developing almost all directions from India. And of course, some of directions has good, but much more developed in Russian. For example, as you are absolutely correct, pharmacy is one of the very big part of our import from India to Russia. Also, a lot of companies in pharmacy which also open here their own plants or branches and develop. But we can also see the good activities in chemical directions, in FCM products, textile industry. Also developing, we see a lot of potentials with the equipments and automotive industry also. I can tell you, we are working with each of them. Of course, some directions move much more faster. And we see the big progress. But we also see a good potential with all kind of directions between our countries. And we are focusing on them. We are support Indian companies to found relative partner and customers. And if they have questions, please ask us.
Okay, if you have questions, please connect with the representatives of Sberbank. They're there based out of Delhi, out of other cities in India as well. Last closing comments from both of you in terms of possibilities. Are sanctions a constraining factor and you're seeing lesser and lesser of Indians looking to India, or you're seeing a steady growth?
Well, from my side, I believe that there is two scopes, two views how to, examine and understand the sanctions and its influence on the Russian economy, and in particular when it comes to doing business with India. So I believe there is one thing to view it as some sort of restraint, and another one is to view it as opportunity. So we try to, consider it as the latter. So we believe that. Even if there are certain restrictions that are being made, there are some solutions that were not simply created in other markets, in other more developed markets, which didn't have these restraints whatsoever.
All right. Okay.
From my side, I can tell you one thing. Businessmen, very flexible people.
Okay.
And I believe and I see what, of course, sanctions is a problem. But real businessmen found a solution, believe me, and we are working with them.
Okay, flexibility and opportunity amidst sanctions. That's the message coming from Sberbank. Thank you so much, gentlemen, Igor and Dmitry, for joining us.
Thank you very much, sir.